welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris and I'm a gorilla in the wrists. Today we're taking a quick look at the Sanda P747, and no, it's not a jumbo. It's a bit of 80s throwbacks for me. The question is it worth your money? Let's get into it. So we have the Sanda 747 here. This is very clearly an homage to the Casio AQ280, possibly 230. A venerable Casio from the 80s has been released as a vintage re-release, which you can pick up for about £43. This one I got off AliExpress for the princely sum of £8 English. So reasonable in price. We're going to do a quick run around it. The review's going to be fairly quick. There's not a huge amount to review, to be absolutely honest. So let's very quickly run around the watch. So it is very, very small. Anybody who doesn't believe me, this one comes in at a dial width of 30mm. The lug to lug, which probably saves it, is 41mm. It is nice and thin, so I make it 9.5mm, and it has a wonderful hair nipper but lug width of about 18mm by my measure, although because it's cut in, you could put it on a leather strap, whether or not I'm not sure, but it's a dual Ani Digi watch. It has hands, very simple buttons. This one has a black dial. There are a number of options which will stick up in the corner so you can see them, but this one appealed to me. There's no second hand on it, and it has very simple buttons on the black dial all the way around with the digital element at the bottom. In terms of functionality, the digital watch has the day, the date and the month. It has an alarm which works. It has a dual time function. It has a chronograph, and then back to the time. So reasonable functionality, and it's on a stainless steel old style hair nipper sliding thing. However, it does fit gorillas. So bearing in mind I have wrists in excess of 8 inches. I'm doing this really badly. Let me go off camera. There we go. And it's interesting. I think that the lug width saves it. Sorry, the lug to lug saves it. I think at 30mm it might have looked a bit ridiculous, but with a 41mm lug width, you get something that actually is wearable. And so for somebody with enormous wrists, that's quite a thing. So that's a quick run around the back of it. It has a claimed 50 metres of water resistance, and even helpfully tells you what battery you need. It's the CR2016, which runs both the Ani and the Digi section of the watch. It has a screw down back and pushers. So the two pushers on the left, the bottom one is the mode button, the top one is the adjust, and also is used for the start on stop on the stopwatch. The button on the right changes the time on the hands on the analog section. Very quick run through the specification coming up. So the watch has a dial width of 30mm. The lug to lug is a fairly generous 41mm, and the lug width itself is 18mm, so you're likely to have a few straps that will go on it. The thickness is very thin at 9.5mm, which means it wears very flat. The movement, yeah, it definitely has one. No idea what it is and can't find anything about it. It weighs in at a measly 66 grams, has a claimed water resistance of 50 metres, and just has a mineral crystal, which again I think is in keeping with the aesthetic of this watch. So let's talk about things that I'm not sure or don't like about on this watch. I think the first one is the size. So I think whilst it's long, you can get away with it. Clearly this isn't going to be for everybody, so just be mindful of that. The bracelet is a hair nipper. So if you've got long hair on your arms, or you're a gorilla like me, then you can expect to lose a few hairs to it. However, I would say that makes it authentic to the original, because that's exactly what the original was like. But albeit, just be aware, if you buy this one, it's going to pull the hairs off your wrist. And then finally, there is no backlight on this, and there is no loom, so you're not going to be able to use it in the dark, which may be a problem for some people. Again, for me, it's authentic to the original watch, so it doesn't bother me quite as much, but you need to be aware of that. And then in terms of the things that I like, the first thing is that this is a classic 80s looking watch, very reminiscent for me. We buy and sell on eBay, and we get the original Casios in fairly regular, and it's amazing how often they still work, given their age. But there's something about the look of this, there's something about the style of this, there's something about the size of this, that just puts a bit of a smile on your face. So that retro bit of fun, I think, is fantastic. For £8, I mean, how much fun are you going to have for £8? Let's be absolutely honest about it. I don't think you can go far wrong on those prices. The functionality is pretty good. The alarm on it is perfectly decent. There's nothing wrong with it. It's got dual time. I think it's got more functionality than the original watch had. So I think really great functionality. And having said that the size is a problem, I kind of like the size as well. It is something. It's clearly very authentic to the original in terms of the size. But it kind of works on, if it works on me with my size wrists, then it's probably going to work for most people. So I think the size is great. So let's have a go at summing this one up, shall we? So for me, this is a great deal of 80s retro kitsch for not very much money. I don't know how long it's going to last. It only has mineral crystal, which means I'm probably going to slam it against the wall and smash it. I don't know how good the movement is going to be. But of what I've seen of it so far, it is a lot of fun. And let's be honest, a lot of fun for £8 is probably a good result. So that's it. I would absolutely recommend this watch. There will be affiliate links in the description. If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Comment if you've enjoyed it. If there's anything you'd like to see that I haven't done, please tell me what that is. I'm always interested to hear from subscribers and viewers. Other than that, it's a slightly gloomy September Sunday, so going to wish you an enjoyable rest of the weekend, what's left of it, and I look forward to seeing you back on the channel very soon. Thanks everybody, take care.